Right, it's unboxing time. Got my assistant to help me. She's very keen to see it working. Right, in this box should be a TV set from somewhere in the region of 1970.
TV set?
Yeah, Millie. Sorry, the cat's just lost the plot. A television set.
Thank you.
From around about 1970 odd. Now, there's a long story attached. I'm not going to go into it. The edited version is I bought one, it didn't work. I bought another one. Let's hope this one works. I've seen it working in photographs on eBay. I'll give him credit. It does seem to have been well packed. Now I've got all little white bits all over my carpet. Right. I won't bore you with the actual unboxing.
Well, we'll cut that in.
We'll unbox it, put it on the table, and then get back to the video.
Okay.
Oh, in case it gets unshot.
Oh, it's not. I'm just recording the cat at the moment.
Rolling?
Yep.
Ah, right. Well, thankfully my assistant there has unwrapped it. And she's off. Right, here he is. Right, this is a Sony KV-1320 UB from a long time ago. Got a few chips around the edges, but isn't that a beautiful TV? Yeah. It's got a lot of wear and tear on it. The silver's come off all around this edge. I think the only way around that is to take all the remaining silver off so that it looks all black, as if it was always meant to look like that.
What's the deal with this one? Does it just not work, or?
No, the deal with this one is it comes on,
Right.
but it looks like it's got a very weak tube.
So it's a tube swap slash
Possibly.
swap, whichever
Possibly.
way.
Yeah. Have a look at this. Right. Still filming. Have a look at this. And this is where I say to all eBay sellers, please, please clean items before you sell them. This is disgusting. This cable is sticky. It's like somebody's coated it in treacle. It's just disgusting. So yes, eBay sellers, please, just have a little bit of thought for the poor sod who ends up with the item at the other end. It has to spend the first 15 minutes scrubbing 20 or 30 years of cigarette smoke and gunk and everything else off it. Rant over. Let's just check that this plug is wired correctly. No, it's not. In fact, the wires aren't even screwed in. This is... See, this, again, I've got to say, is a prime example of why you should never, ever plug something straight in when you've bought it. You've got to check the plug for safety. Because I'm just looking inside this now. You probably can't see it on camera. But that is not even connected to the pin. Screw loose. Let's see if the earth one's screwed in. Nope, earth one was loose. It's got the wrong fuse in it. Should have a 3 amp or a 5 amp, I think. Probably.
Obviously, they've replaced it themselves,
yeah,
and then done a terrible
is
job.
The
with
live screwed in.
Oh.
Nope. Right, so that's screwed in now. So I've got to do the neutral, and I'll be back in a minute when I rewire this thing. It is plugged in. I've checked. I've rewired the plug.
Not far enough away, am I?
Neither of us are far enough away. I'm the one who's touching a metal connector. Actually, it's not metal. I mean, it's plastic.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. I don't hear any high voltage.
I'm hearing it.
Yes! Look at that!
Look how blurry that is.
Look how beautifully out of focus that is.
It's not coming up great on the camera, but
okay. Let's okay, the brightness control does not seem to work. There we go. slightly more sensible, whoops, slightly more sensible brightness. Now, this is a Sony thing. They always used picture instead of contrast. So we'll turn that down a little bit as well, because that was insanely high. Right.
Ooh, lovely.
Volume control is a damn good squirt to service on. Jobs for another day. The thing I want to see today is I want to see a TV picture on that set. Lead in. Right, let's switch
It's made it
on.
squeakier.
Yes, I can hear that, which is surprising for me, really. Right, okay, so there should be some form of a picture here. Oh, look at this lovely lamp under here. Lights up beautifully. Right, 21. So look at, oh, this knob is seriously broken.
Oh, you got to cut that out of the video. It's not right. Wonder what that was then.
Because that is definitely broken. So let's just plug the centre bit in here. Ah, right. I think it's turning now. I can feel something happening.
Ooh, that looks like a picture.
Yeah, we've got a little trouble with our vertical. Oh!
Look at that. It's the man himself.
Yes, it is. Turn the picture down a little bit. That's a more than acceptable picture for a TV of this age, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a little dim, but you know, let's. Oops, that's the vertical again.
Their problem was inaccessible.
I don't think we can show this for copyright purposes.
Not something that was troubling me.
I have to superimpose something else over it.
Okay, so yeah, in a nutshell, yeah, that needs gluing back together. But yeah, here we go. A Sony. Oh dear God! it's a. What did I say it was?
A Sony
It's one of them.
Trinitron.
Trinitron, one of the very earliest Trinitrons. This actually not only has the picture tube, but it has two other tubes in it as well. Valves in the UK. It's a valve television, or hybrid valve television. And wow, I'm super impressed by the fact that this thing actually works. Tell you what, we'll be back in a few minutes with a test card. Well, here we go. We have a test card. We have, let's say, the width is about right, actually. It's slightly overscanned, which is kind of normal. This is bear in mind, this is a 16:9 test card, so it is meant to be displayed in the squashed 16:9 format, not stretched out to a 4:3. However, I can see there's a bit of an egg shape going on here. That means that the vertical linearity is off. These here should be square like those there. So we've got a little bit of linearity to tweak. That's a fairly simple tweak, I understand.
Yes, I understand.
Father Ted references. I just want to show something very quickly. Look at the colour of the girl's shirt and face. This thing has a hybrid tuner. It's not a PAL tuner. So basically what happens is you've got a hue controller, a tint, which all American TVs have. And you have to turn it until the flesh tones look correct. So, you know, and she looks a bit unwell there, really. And if you look, these two bars at the top are the same colour at the moment. And then you turn the hue until that one becomes magenta and that one becomes red. And voila, you've got your tint set correctly. Right, okay, so I don't think it's a weak tube. It does look like it needs focusing. It's definitely, it should at least display these two gratings, which it isn't. So yeah, it needs a bit of focusing. And the vertical linearity needs a little bit of a squash and stretch in that direction. I'm fairly happy with the width. That's I don't want to go faffing about too much with that. I'm kind of happy that it works at all. But, you know, the white balance is pretty much correct. The whites look nice and white. The greys look, yeah, maybe a smidge on the blue side. But goodness me, this thing was probably set up in about 1970. Can't complain.
Mm-hmm.
Let's hope it keeps working. So next I've got to try and find vertical linearity.
Mm.
Okay, so we've got a row of controls on the back that probably need a damn good cleaning. Yeah, it's open. It opens differently to the other one. I've got. Yeah, I found most of the controls I'm looking for, except for focus. So the linearity and the height controls are underneath here. That's fine. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 controls. I couldn't see it when it was stood on its bottom because, and they are horizontal frequency. Now that's the one you can't adjust when it's on, apparently. Although in the manual it tells you to do that. It says receive an off-air picture and adjust it. But it's very difficult when it's stood on its bottom. You've got vertical size, vertical linearity and vertical bias. Well, that's one I'm not familiar with. But I'm going to have to consult the manual to find the focus control. Pie tastes better with Cool Whip. Right. Yeah, focus control isn't. That's official. Instead of a focus control, there's a white lead, which you apparently have to move around between different connectors until you get the best focus. And yeah, I think that's a job for another day because I can't find a white lead. So, okay, so we'll do the linearity now. Right, thanks to the service manual, I did find the controls I needed for linearity, height, etc. And they're done. So now the blocks are the same height all the way up the screen. For some reason the focus seems to have shifted. I can't find the focus control because there isn't one. What I do need to adjust now is the H-stat, which is on the back. Thankfully, it's a nice easy adjustment. My phone. So, handy torch on the phone. Try not to get me in this. H-stat is there. Right. So H-stat is basically static convergence, horizontal static convergence. And as you turn it, it moves the red gun left and right around the screen. So I set that as best I can. The focus is gone again. It's really bad now, isn't it? Ah, there we are. Turn the picture down a bit and it sort of comes back in. So yeah, if you turn the contrast up, the focus goes way off. So I'm going to guess that it probably needs new capacitors and stuff. I'm not going to go down that road unless I really need to because it's a massive job. And right now, look at that picture. Yeah. Television pictures. I mean, if you can read all of that, that's perfectly legible. That's not bad, is it?
Not at all.
Let's move a few things. Look at flipping heck. I tell you, I've seen LCD TVs with worse pictures than that. That's great. Right, okay, well, another TV to add to my collection of old TVs. Because, you know, I clearly haven't got enough of the damn things. I needed to add another one to the collection, you know. One that has a picture tube, a screen, half the size of its cabinet. Huge TV, tiny screen. Yeah, so you've got 1973, I might be older, 1978 behind it, and probably about 2008. I'll tell you which one's got the best picture between those two, and it's the one from 1978,
yes,
by an absolute mile. There's a lot of history in that television. I'll leave that for another video because it goes on a bit. Anyway, there we are. Brilliant. Sony TV from God knows when, early 70s, working thank you very much for watching. Be back with a strange arcade project very soon.
Okay, let's cue the Muppets part now.
Well, it's the next day now, and there has been a little bit of an update on this TV. Something went a bit weird with it this morning. It kind of went very dark, picture went very dim, very fuzzy, very out of focus, completely unable to focus it. So, yeah, not knowing what on earth had caused it, dug out the service manual yet again, and there was mention of checking the 115 volt rail. So I did that. I got my multimeter out, probed the test point 17 as labelled, and lo and behold it was around 98 volts and it should have been 115. So turned up the 115 volt adjuster, and yeah, it all of a sudden sprung back into life. I had a nice bright picture, the picture once again filled the screen, and the focus was correct again. Very strange how it did that in the first place. Why did it change? That's the big question. Yeah, don't know. So it's something to keep an eye on, as something may have caused that to drop, maybe a capacitor or something, but yeah, in the meantime, it does appear to be working nicely, even though my camera doesn't seem to like filming it very well. There we go. But you can see there that the text is nice and crisp. The colours are pretty decent, and yeah. So yeah, let's hope this one carries on working now. So I'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now.